Good day, class. My name is Adugo Gift Ibe. Welcome to Bioresources Management class BTG 416. We are going to be looking at a topic, germplasm and its conservation methods. At the completion of this class, you will be able to explain the concept of germplasm conservation. You'll be able to narrate the different germplasm conservation methods. You'll be able to understand the biological resources to be conserved and the mode of conservation. What is germplasm? Germplasm is a collection of living genetic resources of an organism that are maintained for breeding, preservation, and research purposes. So these biological agents, the biological genetics, the biological resources are being reserved for research purposes, for breeding processes where you can commercialize the seeds in plant genetic transformation. You can commercialize it by breeding processes. You can commercialize it by so many methods of plant transformation in order to get a reliable cultivar of your interest. Another way, the things to be conserved, there are materials that may be conserved. You cannot just conserve any material. It could be plant origin that may be stored as seed, stem, pollen, that's pollen grain in a plant, your whole plant, or you can virtually conserve explants that can be used in tissue cultures. You can conserve them and all that. Another one you can also conserve animal origins, in which their genes, their body parts that can be stored in gene bank or cryobank can be also be conserved as well at the germplasm. Germplasm conservation is essentially the preservation of genetic traits of plant and animal species that may be done in situ and in situ method. This is done at local, national, and international levels with the sole aim for equitable sharing of materials and relevant information that encourage biological diversity. Germplasm conservation play a key role in preventing the loss of genetic information of earlier generation due to genetic variation. Hence, it enhances the preservation of vital information regarding the endangered or primitive or even any existing species. This place is trying to say that germplasm conservation play a key role in preventing loss of genetic variations. It prevents loss of genetic cultivars that we may be used in future. Most of the cultivars may go on extension if it's not being conserved at the gene bank or at the cryo bank, or any germplasm conservation method that requires the genetic makeup or materials or variants to be conserved. So this place will be able to understand the conservation procedure and the importance of germplasm conservation. Then we check the conservation method using germplasm conservation approaches diagrams. So in this illustrative diagram, we see in situ. It simply means outside site conservation away from the natural habitat. The a situ, the in situ is the inside conservation of the natural habitat. This is where you have the zoo, the natural park, and the bioframes, and the farm field, where you can conserve a field bank, where you have the field bank, where you have the natural plants being conserved and the rest of them. We also have this place we conserve in vitro the things like reconsistent seeds, the clones, the DNA, the pollen grains for plant conservation and for future tissue culture, commercializing of tissue culture plants and the others. So those things can be preserved furtherly at cryopreservation method. This other one we have like the field gene bank, where plant conservation is taking place, where you can conserve the botany gardens, the and the rest of them, the slow growth, and the rest of them. And we also have wildlife sanctuaries, so many of them under AC2 conservation method. Okay, the reason why we preserve our bioresources is for them not to go on extinction, is for them not to cause loss of genetic erosions, and it's for them not to be used. It's for further use and for us not to go on hunger. And we need to commercialize our cultivars. We need to commercialize our plantlets. We need to go on breeding researches to know more findings. Imagine you want to do your breeding works. You want to do a breeding program, and you are looking for a certain species for you to study more on that particular species, and you were not able to get that particular species because of most of the species have gone on, because of the ability or the essence, you understand that that particular species have gone on extension. What will you do as a researcher? It will demoralize your researcher skill and mood, and those kind of things is what you are trying to avoid. Right, that's why we bring up this curse, we bring us this topic, so that we enlighten people on how you can conserve or preserve the biological resources in order not to go on extension. Thank you. I am Ibe. I'm still your Ibe Adugo Gift. Thank you for being in these classes. See you in our next class for the continuation of this course. Thank you.